I am John Lyon. We are the Illuminati. The time of our revelation is now. The time of our revolution is near. There is a war taking place. It is not always fought by soldiers with guns. In fact, the hidden generals of this war would prefer to keep this war hidden, almost invisible, and this is just what they do, although it is hidden in plain sight. This war is fought primarily with governmental and religious ideas and power, with money and the lack of money, with freedom and the lack of freedom, with education and the lack of education, and with privacy and the lack of privacy. Soldiers and guns are used when these other methods fail, in wars in which young men are used and sacrificed, in wars in which even innocent citizens are wounded and die, in wars which are simply manufactured as a means of increasing the already inflated wealth and power of the psychopathic parasitical elite. It is these parasitical elite who create and call the shots in these wars from the safety of their luxurious banks, businesses, offices, and mansions. It is a war between the old world order on the one hand and the new world order on the other, and you probably can't even tell one from the other, until now. The old world order, the ancient regime. The old world order is the status quo. They represent the forces that be. They are the establishment. They are not the true Illuminati, although at times they have tried to present themselves as such. They are the ancient regime, those who have suppressed the freedoms of others wherever possible throughout the ages, while claiming all such freedoms for themselves. They are the parasitical elite in all their forms. They are the monarchs who claim the populations of entire nations as subjects, the lords who are served by serfs, the masters who buy and sell slaves, and the politicians who are above the very laws they create and claim to uphold. The old world order creates corrupt and self-serving governments and religions, and those who do not bow down and obey are branded as traitors or blasphemers and are persecuted as such. The old world order creates economic systems and situations where they hold all the advantages and where the money is designed to flow from the hard-working productive masses at the bottom, into the hands of the few lazy do-nothing aristocrats at the top. They have created a world where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The old world order have historically set themselves up as the rulers of the world, as monarchs, or as high-ranking politicians, and they get the lower class to buy into their power structure. You will see throngs of subjects gushing with adoration at royal weddings, births, and coronations and lamenting at the funerals of those who have subjugated them. You will see free citizens clamoring about their duty or even privilege to vote, and then complain that nothing ever changes, blind to the fact that almost all important elections are merely contests to see which of the puppets of the establishment the voters will choose this time. The old world order employs bread and circuses strategies to lull the masses into inaction. When necessary, it literally hands out bread, as in the case of ancient Rome, or welfare and food stamps, as in the modern era, to keep the downtrodden and so-called riffraff dependent upon the establishment, to make them afraid to bite the hand that, literally, feeds them, and to make it seem that something is being done, although just barely, to help ease their plight. It provides mindless, base forms of entertainment in the form of circuses, as in the case of the violent and often deadly sports and entertainment held in the Colosseum in ancient Rome, or as giant sporting events, which in the modern era are hyped beyond any proportion to the actual non-impact which the outcomes have on the lives of the madly cheering fans, and where the real contest is which sporting franchise is going to make the most money through attendance, media outlets, advertising, team insignia products, and so on, mindless, repetitive, and valueless, or even anti-value, music, and inane, meaningless, and often nonsensical movies and television shows. And do not forget that while watching these sports, movies, and television shows, and in between the mindless songs, one is constantly being advertised to the New World Order, the Illuminati. The New World Order is against the status quo, the forces that be, and the establishment. They are the Illuminati, the truly enlightened ones, working tirelessly against the parasitical elite to overthrow all tyrants, monarchs, lords, masters and self-serving politicians, to bring true freedom to all the people of the world. The New World Order seeks to create new forms of government and religion, where no one has to bow down ever, and all are free to think for themselves. The New World Order attempts to create economic systems and economic situations where no one holds any sort of unfair economic advantages and where the money is designed to flow into the hands of the hard-working, productive masses. They are trying to create a world where the poor get richer, because they have real opportunity to do so, with reasonable effort, and without being unfairly exploited or held down. The New World Order have historically worked against the upper-class rulers of the establishment, and to get the lower class to rise up and reject all oppressive power structures. They work to replace all forms of oppressive power structures with liberating and empowering social systems. The New World Order is attempting to wake the world up from its current bread and circuses mindset into a new enlightened vision of reality, where the trivial is universally recognized as trivial and where the vitally important is universally recognized as vitally important, and where individuals choose to focus on the vitally important rather than the trivial. They are working to create a world where individuals jump to their feet, rooting and cheering for the triumph of social justice, rather than for the meaningless triumph of the home team, and where they feel a greater sense of fulfillment and personal satisfaction working for social justice than playing for that same home team. They are working for a world where the consumption of mindless, and mind-deadening, music, movies and television shows are rejected in favor of mind-awakening music, movies and television shows, and even, the unthinkable, in today's world of ubiquitous screens, where attention spans are measured in seconds, enlightening books. The choice is yours. The establishment is the old world order of the parasitical elite. The establishment rulers have long been aware of those forces which were opposed to their evil rule. They have done all in their power to suppress such opposition. Sometimes this suppression was carried out through very visible and violent means. In almost all times, however, whether during peace or war, whether during social revolution or social submission, a key component of this suppression was ubiquitous, incessant propaganda, the spreading of lies and misinformation, and the inversion of facts, such that the good was made to seem evil, and the evil made to seem good. The American Revolution was a triumphant high point in the fight against the old world order. It established a nation without monarchy, without a central banking system or an income tax, with a truly free market economy, freedom of speech, the separation of church and state, and so on. It established what was hoped and intended to truly be a new order of the ages, as proclaimed in Latin on the obverse of the Great Seal of the United States, Novus Ordo Seclorum. This is often mistranslated as New World Order in popular culture. The Old World Order has seized upon and hijacked this popular mistranslation for its own use. They are attempting, not to bring about a truly new world order of human liberation, but to simply increase the power and hold of their ancient, evil, enslavement of humanity. They call this the New World Order, but this is merely obfuscation and propaganda. Don't fall for their lies. We, the true Illuminati, are working to bring about the social equity of a truly new world order. This new world order will be one of enlightenment and liberation, but it will require the concerted, concentrated effort of many good people to bring it about. We seek nothing less than revolution, and revolutionaries. Where will you stand when the revolution comes? Will you live an unenlightened life, blind to the true forces in the world around you, or will you open your eyes to the truth and take a stance to uphold the good? Will you stand with us, the liberators of humanity, or with them, the oppressors of humanity? The choice is yours. Here's hoping you make it an enlightened one. Thank you for watching. Please help spread our message by liking and sharing this video, and by subscribing to our channel. Please also visit and register on our website, Scio-Illuminati.com. Support our revolution, and join us in the growing light of knowledge and liberty.